A close call, a moment of danger when life can hang in the balance.
It was about survival at that point.
A split second where the outcome could go either way.
I knew I had to get the people out of the car.
The difference between disaster and survival.
It was terrifying. I thought it was game over.
These are the people that have been there and lived to tell the tale.
Then the doctor had a word with us and thought was preparing us for David's death.
It's like something out of a horror film.
Their instincts and resources, coupled with the quick thinking of others, helped to pull them through.
I wanted to keep them awake. I needed to keep them awake.
And their dramatic experiences were recorded on camera.
Your life is on the line.
It's a day they'll never forget. The day they had a close call. Today on Close Calls, a father arrives at the scene of an accident to find his son, a cyclist, has gone under the wheels of an 18-ton lorry.
Injury left leg. Yeah. He's talking, is he? Conscious all time.
A mayday from a burning boat. The owner can't get to his life jacket.
Let's go rescue.
This is sea mist, my boat's on fire.
And a heroic act as commuters desperately try to stop an approaching train when a woman falls onto the tracks.
I didn't think of any of the dangers, the live rails, the train, the oncoming train, anything like that. I just thought I've just got to try and get the lady out of the way.
7350, receiving, go ahead.
Poole, a busy seaside town in Dorset, and there's an emergency on a commuter cut-through.
Got a cyclist versus a lorry.
An air ambulance is heading to the scene of a serious accident. A man on a bike has disappeared under the wheels of an 18-ton truck.
Right, that's all right.
The heli-medics hit the ground running.
Injury left leg. Yeah. He's talking, is he?
Horrified onlookers are helpless.
The screaming coming from under the lorry was horrendous.
It's coming from 23-year-old cyclist Tom.
What's going on?
Tom?
Tom Payne's dream is to become a full-time police officer. He's currently 5 weeks into his job as a PCSO, a community support officer, and is based at Hamworthy Police Station in Dorset. Fitness is key, so he's taken up cycling to work. Thanks to a work scheme, he's the proud owner of a top-of-the-range £1,000 bike.
Only been doing it for about three weeks. Just ride backwards and forwards to work, really.
Today, he's cycling in from his girlfriend's house, a journey he's made several times.
It was just a normal journey, really. There wasn't really any traffic on the roads. It was a little bit damp on the floor. Coming down the straight road, just saw a bit of traffic, so I was slowing down, and coming up to the slip road, which I turned down.
A lorry on its way to a delivery is alongside him as Tom approaches a side street. It's the one before his regular turn-off to work. Cycling on the inside of the 18-ton truck, Tom doesn't realise the driver is indicating left. The vehicle turns, and in a split second, Tom disappears underneath. He collides with the side of the vehicle, is pushed forward, and ends up caught under a front tyre. It's all happened in front of a local estate agent. Bradley Chalk is looking out of the window.
I could see the accident before it was going to happen. The bike was coming on the inside of him, and as the lorry turned and the bike was coming down the inside, that's when they collided. The bike flew up in the air. I didn't think he was going to be alive.
Bradley's colleagues dial 999 whilst his workmate Jack Holland runs out to help.
The visual there?
Yeah, there's a police car.
The Dorset and Somerset Air Ambulance is overhead.
Hey, lane checks, please. Yeah, you ran out.
Other emergency crews are on their way too.
Go ahead.
One would assume the actual history we've got so far that this may well be a case that needs to go to the major trauma centre.
Underneath the lorry, Tom is alive, trapped, but conscious. He can remember everything.
I was running out of space because the road's quite narrow. Ploughed kind of straight into the side of the lorry. All I remember thinking is, I'm a goner really, because I didn't think I was going to come out of this. Everything just rushes through your mind, to like family and girlfriend-wise as well, just thinking of them. It felt like it was going in slow motion, and then suddenly it stops and realisation just kicks in and you think, oh God, this actually has happened.
Estate agent Jack is the first to realise just how precarious Tom's situation is.
One leg was actually stuck up in the vehicle and one of the other legs was bent out, touching one of the wheels. He was screaming that he wanted his dad. I just come straight back in the office and called his dad. Obviously explained what had happened. Didn't explain how severe it was because I didn't want to panic him too much.
They just said he had been knocked off his bike, but they didn't tell me he was trapped under a lorry. I want to get there to see him straight away. I want to be with him, but also it's what you're going to find. You know, is he still going to be alive? And that's a horrible thought going through your mind.
At the scene, rescue workers face a dilemma. One of the vehicle's front wheels is resting on the back of Tom's left leg. He's completely trapped and in danger of being crushed further, and fatally. They decide there's only one way to free him. Reverse the vehicle inch by perilous inch. The manoeuvre's a success. Tom is free. Just as the doctor from the air ambulance rushes up to the scene.
Big crush injury left leg.
Yeah. He's talking, is he?
Ultrasound time.
Right, just... Right.
Stop on his leg.
So he's still on his stomach. He's complaining of some abdominal pain as well. But it's more, we haven't really assessed probably the pelvic or...
Right.
Later, medics see the extent of the injuries to Tom's tangled limbs.
Might have an unstable pelvis.
And the horror facing his distraught father at the scene.
I saw the air ambulance landing. Really makes you think if there's an air ambulance there, it's going to be serious. So I thought that he could be dead.
Aberystwyth on the Welsh coast and a mile out to sea. Thick smoke billows from a boat. A fire started on the motor cruiser Cyclist. The owner is a 73-year-old widower who sails alone. Tony can't reach the radio. His only chance is to find his mobile phone before he's overcome. Toxic gases and smoke are filling the cabin. The fire is spreading fast. The lifeboat is launched. This is one of the most popular harbours in West Wales. Tony Gibson always moors his motor cruiser at Aberystwyth. He spends all summer on the water. His boat is his second home.
I lost my wife 10 years ago, and we were inseparable. So I suppose really I'd got the same attachment to the boat.
Tony sails in style. He's recently been fitting out a new boat with plenty of high-tech equipment, as well as a few home comforts.
Yes, it got everything in. Things like auto steering, autopilot, electric anchor winch, put hot and cold running water in it, put central heating in it.
His previous boat, the Cyclist, has all mod cons too, but they were to prove useless on her final fateful voyage. On a calm May morning with a tank full of fuel, Tony heads out on Cyclist, planning to spend the day setting up his new automatic steering system.
It was a beautiful, clear, cloudless day. Sea like a mill pond. Press the button for autopilot, open the throttle up, and away we went, skimming over the sea. Brilliant. Absolutely marvellous. And the engine stopped.
He's a mile out to sea when it happens. He suddenly sees smoke coming from the engine bay. Thinking it's an electrical fault, he goes to the stern to turn off the power.
The biggest black ball of smoke and soot came up from under the floor, covered me entirely. I couldn't see my hands or anything. It's like something out of a horror film.
The smoke rapidly spreads through the sea mist, filling the cockpit.
And I thought, oh my goodness, I can't get at my radio. Couldn't see it, couldn't breathe. But I got to get help.
Tony's mobile phone is his only hope. It's also in the smoke-filled cockpit, but he thinks he knows exactly where it is on the dashboard.
I took 4 or 5 deep breaths, fresh air, and went inside. I still couldn't see. Total blackness.
Feeling blindly along the dashboard, Tony finds the mobile phone.
I dragged myself outside in the fresh air, then went onto the bow of the boat, coughing and spluttering terrible. Rang for the Coast Guard.
Coast Guard Rescue. Mr. Sea Mist, my boat's on fire. I can't see a thing, it's all black smoke.
Is there any vessels around you?
No, I can't see a soul.
What type of craft are you?
A motor cruiser.
Yeah, how big?
26 foot.
Okay, right. You need to stand upwind of it, okay?
Yeah.
You know that, don't you?
The crew of the Aberystwyth lifeboat are automatically called in by pager. RNLI volunteer and helmsman David Lloyd contacts the Coast Guard to get the full details.
We needed help quickly. The crew assembled and we made best speed towards him to see what we could do for him.
Back on the Sea Mist, time is running out. Tony, a bronchitis sufferer, has inhaled a lot of smoke. He's already gasping for breath, so jumping in the cold water is a frightening option. But with a tank full of fuel, the boat could become a fireball at any moment.
My plan B was get out the boat and get ready to bail out.
Struggling to breathe and not wearing a life jacket, Tony gets ready to jump. The lifeboat races to reach him.
He was sat on the side of the boat, breathing heavily, I think contemplating ready to jump in, and he didn't have a life jacket on, so yeah, I don't think he'd have been able to keep his head above water for very long.
Helmsman David manoeuvres the lifeboat close to the burning sea mist so Tony can step on board to safety. But he's aware of the dangers to his own vessel and crew.
The kind of gases that were coming out of the boat, they looked like, it could turn to flames at any time, and if a flame had shot out the back and across, our boat would have been right next to it, and then, I didn't hang around, got him off quick. One of the crew members quickly dropped the anchor just to keep the vessel in place so it doesn't cause any dangers. With the state of the tide on the day, it could have come ashore pretty quick.
They rush Tony back towards the quayside and a waiting ambulance.
Once we brought him ashore, gave him to the ambulance, we were tasked with a job then to go out and form a perimeter around the boat.
The rescue crew return to the blazing boat and film as the anchor rope burns through, leaving it drifting with the tide. They marshal other vessels away from the sea mist for a full 2 hours.
We're just making sure that you're keeping that direction, basically, and not going anywhere north. Thank you very much.
Until the fire finally subsides. In hospital, Tony's treated for the effects of smoke inhalation, but it's dealing with the loss of his precious sea mist that is the most difficult to bear.
I could have cried, because that was my life. That boat was.
Helmsman David is in no doubt it could easily have ended very differently.
Yeah, I think we got there just in time, to get him off. If it had been 10 minutes, quarter of an hour later, it could have been a different story.
Tony still doesn't know why the fire started. He's busy fitting out his replacement for sea mist. He too realises he might have lost more than his boat that day in May.
I could have drowned or collapsed with the smoke. I'm a lucky guy. Very lucky. Could have been a lot worse.
Coming up, drama at the train station. Commuters frantically flag down an approaching train to save a woman who's fallen on the tracks.
I heard a big loud thud and I just see a lady laying on the train tracks in distress.
And Tom the cyclist is on his way to hospital. His collision with an 18-ton lorry has left its mark.
So you can see the imprint of the tyre there, can't you, on his abdomen?
You know, mobile phones have really come into their own in getting us out of trouble. But sometimes our attachment to them can end up getting us into difficulty.
Dover in Kent, and teenager Ella's up to her neck in trouble. Well, up to her chest, actually. She's getting up close and personal with a street drain. It's rather too close for comfort. Like many teenagers, Ella's very attached to her mobile. It's a 16th birthday present, and she knows it was very expensive. This evening, she's walking home from a friend's and busy texting another when disaster strikes.
I went to put it in my pocket and it slipped, and then it was balancing and it just went down.
Peering into the drain, Ella can see the phone stuck in the muck. Determined not to lose it, she has to find a way to reach it. So she lifts the heavy drain cover.
And then I tried diving in head first, but then I thought that's stupid.
But she's not giving up. She decides to lower herself into the drain.
So I thought, well, if I go feet first, I can try and grab it with my feet. At one point I did get it, and then it let go, and I was like, right, I need to give up now. I ain't gonna get it.
But trying to heave herself out, Ella realises she's stuck.
I'm about 6 foot tall, so I was up to my chest, and I couldn't get out.
A helpful passerby calls 999, and Ella's mum, who once she stops laughing, takes these pictures. The fire crew arrive, but for Ella, it's hardly a laugh out loud moment.
I was really embarrassed when the fire brigade came. There was one trying to be serious and like the boss, and the other two were sniggling behind him, and then they grabbed me by under my arms and just pulled me out. I thought I was going to be stuck there all night.
Ella's happy to be back on solid ground, but her mobile drowns in the drain and doesn't make it home. Her mum buys her a new phone, so if she has another close call, she can make one.
With my new phone, it is literally with me all the time, and I'm so careful with it now.
Strood in Kent, a train is pulling into a crowded station when suddenly a woman falls onto the tracks. Commuters frantically wave in panic at the driver. Another man has leapt to her rescue. He's crossed live rails to reach the woman.
It was just instinct just to react. I didn't have time to think about any of the dangers or anything like that.
I was more concerned with the live rail because I thought, well, if I hit that, you know, I wouldn't be here still to tell you. I was more concerned about that than I was the train.
Just after 6 o'clock in the morning, and Barbara Smith arrives at Strood Station in time to catch her usual train to London.
I was going for my train. I started to run. Don't know why, because I had enough time. And then the next thing I felt myself toppling over onto the track.
Barbara falls 4 feet to the rails. The platform is busy, but the train is already approaching the station. Commuters don't know what to do.
All I kept thinking was, oh, I've got to get up here, I've got to get off here because there's a train coming in.
15 metres away on the opposite platform across the tracks, Billy McPhail hears the woman fall.
I was on my phone, I heard a big loud thud, and I just looked over and I just see a lady laying on the train tracks in distress. Heard the horn from the train, so I knew that there was a train coming. There was a lot of people, and a lot of people was panicking and standing there and stuff like that, and there wasn't really anyone doing anything.
Billy, a trainee paratrooper in the British Army, acts instinctively, running to Barbara's aid. In seconds, he's crossing the train tracks, jumping over the 2 live rails.
I didn't think of any of the dangers, the live rails, the train, the oncoming train, anything like that. I just thought I've just got to try and get the lady out of the way, because if I don't, then obviously she's gonna get hit by the train.
Then I looked down and saw my foot, and it was all twisted.
Barbara has badly damaged her ankle. She can't get herself up. She needs help.
She was saying my leg, and I was saying, you've got to get up, you've got to get up. and she's just said that she couldn't.
I mean, the toes were going one way and the foot was going the other. And I thought, oh my God, I can't even walk with a foot like that.
And I tried to lift her up and I couldn't on my own. So that was when I started shouting to other people to help me.
Another man on the platform tries to help pull Barbara up, but he can't.
The other guy, I tried to help pull her up at first, and then he jumped down onto the tracks and then lifted her up with me.
2 more people come to Barbara's aid.
A couple of people pulled me up as they were pushing me up.
Billy and the other man on the tracks get Barbara to safety.
As soon as they pushed me onto the platform and they jumped back on themselves, the train came in. And that was how close it was.
As soon as I jumped up onto the platform, the adrenaline just kicked in and I was just bent over and I was like all out of breath, and then I was shaking and stuff like that and I was sweating.
Barbara is safe, but her ankle is severely fractured.
In fact, I said to the ambulance lady, I said, oh dear, am I going to lose my foot because it looked that bad?
It's weeks before Barbara can put any weight on her foot. Billy's quick thinking makes him something of a local hero.
Looking back on it now, it's just mad. It's like the sort of things that you read in the paper and you think it's never going to happen to you. And it has, like, you know. People's been calling me Batman and Superman, joking around and stuff like that. But I don't class myself as that.
But for Billy, doing nothing was never an option.
If I wouldn't have jumped down and helped her and everything like that got her out of the way, if I wouldn't have done that, then I think that I wouldn't have been able to live with myself.
Back at the roadside in Poole, cyclist and newly appointed community police officer Tom has been freed from the wheels of an 18-ton lorry after a terrifying accident on his way to work. Heli-medics have flown in and are examining his injuries. His dad's been called and actually arrives at the scene.
Saw the air ambulance landing in the little field which used to be a school. It really makes you think if there's an air ambulance there, it's going to be serious. I thought that he could be dead.
The medical team get to work. Paramedic Calvin Crocker briefs the air ambulance team.
His legs are basically that wide apart when he's trucking them. Right. The front wheel of the lorry is resting on the back of his left thigh. His right leg was tucked up under the suspension. No injuries on that leg. Right. My main concern is the fact that he's got that open wound there. I'm not worried the doctor's going to have a quick check.
Hi mate, I'm Izzy, one of the doctors. He's on the air ambulance, all right?
Emergency Dr. Chowdhury Islam takes over and runs through a series of medical checks with Tom.
How much pain are you in at the moment? Because we can certainly give you some more. Not too bad. It was reassuring to hear that him talking. Straight away that tells you that his blood pressure is adequate and it tells you that his lungs are working, his airway is fine. But that doesn't mean that there aren't any injuries there that are slowly bleeding.
I remember loads of people being there and I kept asking them, am I all right, am I all right, am I going to die? Or when I looked down at my leg as well, I just kept asking about my leg because I thought, trapped under that wheel, and I thought, my leg's going to be just smashed to pieces. So.
The emergency crews are keeping Tom's dad away, but they can't shield him from seeing the remains of his son's bike.
The bike was mangled. When I saw it, the frame was bent in half. Both wheels were totally buckled over. So it was mangled, proper mangled. When I first saw it, I thought, if that's his bike mangled, Tom's going to be mangled as well.
They've reversed the lorry off of him,
yes,
but he hasn't been moved, so we might have an unstable pelvis.
Yes.
Which is
The fear is that Tom has suffered a pelvic injury. This could mean a high risk of internal bleeding. They can't investigate until they turn him onto his back. But with unseen injuries, this is a difficult procedure in itself.
What we're going to try and do now is we're just going to try and gently roll you onto the board and just put this pelvic binder on. The paramedics that got here earlier are a bit worried that you might have a pelvic injury and probably a broken leg.
It's going to be excruciatingly painful.
So analgesia-wise,
we can give him a small dose of ketamine now.
Right, Tom, I'm going to give you a little bit more painkiller here, just because it's going to be a bit uncomfortable when we roll you.
They prepare Tom to be moved.
It might make you feel a little bit woozy.
Okay. The strong drugs will kill the pain quickly, but they're having another, more troubling effect on Tom. He's starting to show signs of serious panic.
What's going on?
Tom?
He has to be kept calm. Paramedic Claire is doing all she can to reassure him.
I don't feel very well.
It's all right, mate, that's fine.
Painkiller, all right?
Strangest thing is everything went bright white, like a light, really shining light, and it was like I was kind of out of my own body, so looking down at, and then I remember all these different voices. I couldn't really work out the faces. It was just all these different voices going around my head. It was just weird. So I didn't like that. I remember saying to them, I don't like this, I don't like this.
I'm going to turn you now, Tom. Go with it. Well done.
He's on his back, and they examine his injuries.
I don't think there's a definite pelvic fracture here, and I'm not convinced there's a femoral fracture, but there's a grazing.
Miraculously, his leg isn't broken, and his pelvis seems to be stable. Now Dr. Islam must decide if his patient needs to go to a major trauma centre or a more local hospital.
His leg over there. So he's not really fulfilling major trauma criteria at the moment.
It's been an extraordinary escape. Despite the horror of the accident, he's well enough to be treated locally and travel by road. And as he's stretchered towards the ambulance, Tom's dad is at last reunited with his injured son.
Come over when you're ready, mate. Here he is.
You alright, Dad? Hi, Tom. I'm here, mate.
What's going on? What's really happened there?
Oh, well, you've been in an accident, haven't you? Kind of held his hand and, tried to just be calm and not show any emotion, really. You feel as though you want to burst into tears and cuddle them and hold them, but I thought, oh no, it's best if I keep it together and just talk to him in a normal way, so that because I didn't want to upset him any more than he already was.
I knew I shouldn't have started cycling.
Oh. Well, these things happen. You on bikes don't really go well, do you?
No. I love you, Dad.
No, I love you too.
You can come and have a chat before we leave, all right?
In the ambulance, it's clear just how much of a close call Tom's had.
So you can see the imprint of the tyre there, can't you, on his abdomen. The pelvis has a big tyre mark on it as well, but it feels stable as much as you can clinically tell that.
If the lorry had braked a split second later, it's very likely Tom would have been crushed to death. Instead, he spent 2 weeks in hospital, has surgery for the open wound on his stomach and skin grafts to his legs, plus a month on crutches. He's looking forward to getting back to the job he loves.
Everyone said how lucky I am to be here and things like that. So I came out with quite bad injuries, but nowhere near as bad as what it could have been. So yeah, I was happy about that. Yeah, really happy.
Well, that's all for today. Join us next time for more stories from people about the day they had a close call.
The moment an extreme stunt goes terrifyingly wrong. This base jumper has just seconds to save himself.
There's nothing I can do. At that point, for sure, I didn't think that I was going to survive.
A child manages to dial 999 from a car. A woman is unconscious. But can the little girl